another episode of What's the Word Wednesday, where we do our very best to try to motivate you, encourage you, inspire you, lift you up, and give you some practical, everyday nuggets that you can use in your business. Sit back and relax. Take some copious notes. Let's go. Hey.
Hey.
Welcome back to another episode. It is I, Eric Clifton, one of your directors with this amazing opportunity, and I have none other than, go ahead, introduce yourself, sir.
Roger the Dodger Lillard.
Roger the Dodger Lillard. What's going on, people? Let me turn my phone on so I can see who we got jumping on, so we can give you guys some shout outs and some what's ups and some to-dos to everybody before we get this thing going. Mr. Lillard, that's you messing up things. Hey, what's going on, Danielle? We see you were the first one to have jumped on the line. Great evening, Miss Danielle. Who else we got, Mr. Lillard? My phone's tripping now.
Okay, I had to turn my phone down. Let me see who we got. All right, who do we got here? Did you say LaCheryl? Danielle's in the house, I see so far.
Absolutely.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome. So listen, let's go ahead and give them a couple of quick announcements real quick. Tell them what's going on around the planet. If you don't know, guys, What's the Words Wednesdays? We're here every first and third Wednesdays. We are kind of giving you some edutainment on a bi-weekly basis, helping support your Planet marketing business, right? We're going to be giving you all kinds of tips of the trades, industry secrets, blueprints, and all kinds of stuff like that to get you where you need to be with inside of your Planet marketing and IntelliTravel business. So real quick, we're going to give you a couple of announcements. Mr. Lewis, you got the announcements this evening?
I have a few. First and foremost, we want to thank Mr. and Mrs. Preston and Monty Scott for allowing us to train right here in Platinum Network, allowing us to motivate, train, inspire, encourage right here in Platinum Network. So you want to make sure that anyone brand new coming on board to get to be added to Platinum Network so they can get this powerful training that we deliver. Also, each and every Sunday night at 8 p.m., you want to chime into the game plan call where our field leader, Mr. Preston Scott, 4-star director, six-figure ring earner, which means he earns 6 figures residually with Planet Marketing. He does a powerful training at 8 p.m. each and every Sunday night, coming live to you. Also, you want to make sure tonight at 8:30, there is a Zoom presentation going on. So you want to make sure that you stay chimed into that tonight. Put your prospects on there as well. Also coming up, we have our, in fact, we just had our first Planet Marketing event right here. If you're in the DMV at Harborside Hotel, man, last night was incredible. Had a partner down in Winston-Salem. Let's give Michelle Green a round of applause for inviting somebody from down there up here to the event. They got started right away on last night. So let's give her a round of applause for her success and being committed to the process. Also, we got coming up is our convention. Our convention. You want to be there. Orlando, Florida. We're going to be at the Marriott September the 7th through the 11th, Mr. Ecliffe?
Something like that.
The 7th to 11th. Somebody can type it in there.
7th through the 11th sounds.
I believe it's 8th to 11th, but it's September 8th to 11th, you all. You don't want to miss that. It's in your back office. I would believe there's still a time to get registered, so you don't want to miss that as well. Anything else we got? We got a special announcement on tonight, but you want to hold that for later, or
all roads lead to convention. Preston said it's September 8th through the 11th. But then somebody else said 8th through the 10th. 8th through the 10th, 8th through the 11th. Stay an extra day. Hang out with us at the end of the day. That's what it sounds like we're talking about. So before we jump into tonight's topic, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about closing, right? How to close some more of these these deals, how to get your prospects over to being your business partners and your potential clients. But before we do that, you guys know me and Mr. Lillard here love to share powerful information. And we're going to do just that. This is some inspiration that we believe collectively that you guys need to hear. So sit back and listen a couple of minutes of some, what you want to call it, Mr. Lillard, just some nuggets, right?
Good for your mindset.
Good for your mindset.
Good for your mindset.
End of the day. So take a quick listen. Once we come back from playing this clip, we're going to jump right into closing, ladies and gentlemen.
There's a popular quote going around at the moment. The person you will be in 5 years is based on the books you read and the people you hang around with today. This is quite true, but it applies to everything else as well. The person you will be in the future is based on everything you do today, the people you hang around with, but more so the people you listen to, the opinions you believe, the books you read, or the videos you watch. All the information you take in, positive or negative, will affect your future. The workouts you do or don't do, that will show up in the future. The foods you eat today will affect your future on a visual and energy level. The same is true with your thoughts and information. What you feed your mind will shape your future. If all you do is take in garbage, guess what your future is going to be made up of? Commit to feed your mind with successful thoughts and surround yourself with those who have the same ambition. It doesn't matter where you get your information from. You may read, you may get it from podcasts or videos. It doesn't matter. Just make sure you keep feeding your mind every day. Your future self is begging you to show some discipline. Your future self is begging you not to be like the rest, to learn more than the rest, to work harder and smarter than the rest. Your future self is begging you to do the work now so you can enjoy later. If you don't feed your mind with success, it will rot with mediocrity. What you do every day will dictate your future. What you want out of life, you must put it in. If you want success, put it in there. If you want health and fitness, put it in. If you want peace and happiness, put it in. Your actions will equal your results.
My mind is strong. I am strong. My thoughts are strong. My beliefs are strong. My life is strong. They say I can't. I can. They say I won't. I will. They say I'm not. I am. I am limitless. I am. I am. There's nothing I cannot be. Nothing I cannot do. Nothing I cannot have. In my mind, there are no limits. I am limitless.
Woo! I am limitless. Say it with your chest, Roger.
I am limitless.
What was that quote you took away?
If you don't feed your mind with success, it will rot from mediocrity. I will never, ever forget that.
Say that.
You all, he let me hear that earlier before we did this. If you don't feed your mind with success on a daily basis, it will rot from mediocrity. Woo! Good gracious. Rot from mediocrity.
That was a deep one. That was a deep one right there. You know what I'm saying?
That hits the man.
Real quick before we jump into it, I'd love to know what other people are thinking. Y'all watching it. Real quick, put in the chat if you took something away. If you got a nugget real quick like me and Mr. Lillard did from that short clip, go ahead and put in the chat really quickly what your nugget was. What was your takeaway? Did you get an aha moment really quickly from that brief video? Anybody, you see any comments yet, Mr. Lillard?
Danielle says, I am limitless. Kawanda, I am limitless. A bunch of I am limitless. Shauna, Carla. Hey, Carla Lewis in the house. What else we got to mention something? So we got people still chiming in.
They're still chiming in.
Jennifer Kelly chimed in with us.
On this evening, ladies and gentlemen, we're speaking to you guys about closing, how to close. There are a variety of different ways to close. What do we mean when we talk about closing? We're talking about sealing the deal, getting your prospect to complete the application. You asking for the credit card. All of this is the close, right? And there are a variety of ways that you guys can close. There are different techniques and different so on and so forth. We're just going to give you a few different nuggets, right? At the end of the day, I will say this before we jump right all the way into it. No matter what we say this evening, especially if you're new, what you should be doing is following the PS3 system, right? That way, it's not on you necessarily to have to be the one closing, right? This would be what your expert would be doing because they're the expert. You're going through the PS3 process and your phone is on mute. However, you plan on being the expert, which is the reason why your phone should be on mute and you should be listening to this training, right? But I want you to keep that in mind. This information we're about to give you is not the green light for no more three-way calls and PS3s because I got some new tips. Does that make sense, Mr. Lillard?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So the first and most important thing before you can even get into this closing process, you must believe in your product and or service. You gotta believe in it, right? They say sales is nothing more than the transference of emotions, right? And people can pick up on, just like a dog can pick up on your fear, people can pick up on or sense your lack of enthusiasm or fire and desire about this opportunity. It's going to be real hard to close the deal if you yourself don't think that Disney World is going to cut the check for the trip you booked. Go ahead, Mr. Little. You want to touch on the importance of this part mentally before you can even attempt to open your mouth to close the deal?
The beauty of this is, if once you get started with us, and if you're brand new watching us today and you're kind of a little wavering a little bit, what I highly recommend is get with someone in the business that has a story, a success story about the product. See, when you first get started, you don't have a story yet. And so this is why it's important to stay plugged in to the events that we have so you can hear the stories. There's so many stories of people who have been successful with booking trips. There's so many people who have success with building a team. You just got to stay plugged in, but get in contact with whoever your sponsor is, right? If they don't have a story, find out who has a story between maybe the goal builder or the director in training or the director. But at the end of the day, learn some stories in your business so that you can utilize those stories even when you're talking to a client. You're brand new.
Absolutely, absolutely. So there's another saying inside of our industry is that facts tell and stories sell. And so when you know, stories make stuff so much more believable, right? And if you don't believe the daggone story, then I mean, goodness gracious, how are you going to get anyone else to even think about committing to that process? So step one, you got to believe in this opportunity. Because if you don't believe, as a matter of fact, you won't even be able to get to this next nugget that we're about to give you. Because see, you have that confidence, you believe in the story, you go ahead and you must share the opportunity. And obviously, we talked about that before on the PS3 training. You're going to share this information via video, live presentation, however you share it. They have seen some information. Now we're moving to the close. This is what you need to find out from your prospect that has seen the information, whether it's live or online or whatever. You want to know not what did they think. We don't care what they think. We want to know, what did you like the most about what you just saw? Mr. Lillard, can we touch on that?
Right. And before I jump into that real quick on the product, right, and the service, be a product of the product. Take a trip, go to a hotel, rent a car, use the product. You can create your own story that way as well. Just go on, take a trip, book a trip through your own services and get paid. And now you have a story for yourself. Now, what did you like most about what you saw? I love that question because you're not asking the person what they think. And I'm not really here to know what you think about the business. We want to know what you like most, because now I can answer the question, but I could have a conversation with you about what you like. Because if you it's an open-ended question, if you say what you think, so now they can just say, well, I think that it's a pyramid scheme. So you open the door for that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if you say what you like most, they have to tell you what they like most. They're going to say either the travel, or they're going to say they like the where I can make money sharing with the opportunity with people, and that's what you want.
Absolutely. After you have asked them what they like the most, again, this is designed, the question designed to get them to give you a positive answer, right? Every now and again, and you can tell the type of person that you're talking to. If I ask you, what do you like the most? And you start off by telling me what you don't like, or a bunch of other stuff, I already know what type of person I'm dealing with at this moment. I want to know what you like the most to get this positive question. And then whatever it is you say, whatever positive answer that person gives, man, I like the money, I like the travel, whatever they like. The next response, I'm repeating that and saying, you know what? I like that very same thing too. So they tell me, man, I like the fact that you can get paid when other people book a trip. Man, listen, when I first took a look at this opportunity, that's exactly what I liked about it too. That's what you want to do next, right?
We call that mirror matching.
Absolutely.
Mirror matching, right? Absolutely. And so because you want to meet them, like if they say, well, I love to travel, right? And I see where I can save time and money on travel, and I can get paid on my own personal travel. You don't want to go jump in and say, well, man, if you build a team, so now you're getting off track with what they're saying. You want to bring the same energy that they bring to the table with you, as far as what they like the most. That you.
Absolutely. So now that you found out that they like whatever they said they like, you repeated it, you like that too. You also want to find out from them on a scale of 1 to 10. I want to get a gauge of where you really are. On a scale of 1 to 10, obviously number 1 being I am absolutely not interested. 10 being, hey, listen, where's the application? Sign me up. Where would you say you find yourself right now? And then you shut up and pause and listen. Quiet. You want to hear what they say, right? Anything under a 5, we haven't done our job, right? Matter of fact, I think anything under 6 and under, we haven't done our job. They either just wasn't interested from the beginning, or there are a ton of questions that have not been answered yet. If they say anything under a 6, if they 7, that's real good. They got a few questions. If they're a 8, usually the 8s and 9s just don't have the money. Might not tell you, but you want to get an idea as to where they are so that you can know how to move forward. Anything you want to say about this one, Mr. Lip?
At the end of the day, this is another step towards closing the prospect, right? And trying to find a gauge where they are in their decision making. Right. This helps you, decide, okay. In fact, this is going to help you decide if you need to do a 3-way call or not. Right. And so if the key is getting them up to, like you said, up to a 6. What can I do to get you up to a 6? Right. And so a 6 will be getting started. Right. So at the end of the day,
10,
a 10 is getting started. Right. So, but at the end of the day, this helps you gauge, where the prospect is at. And so if they're a 5, they may or may not sound like they're not interested. And so then, of course, you want to let them know, hey, you can book your travel with me or whoever the prospect is talking to.
Absolutely. The next one, before I give you guys the next one, let me say this one is, as a rule of thumb, if you are the closer or if you're the expert, you want to maintain control of the conversation at all times, because your prospects will ramble on. They'll drive the conversation every which way they go. You want to maintain control of the conversation. How do you do this? You do this by you being the one asking most of the questions. This is your call. This is your close. This is your business. If the prospect is asking you more questions than you're asking them, then your prospect is in control, complete control of the conversation. And it's going to be hard for you to close that deal or close that prospect if they're asking all the questions. So when they finish asking all the questions, they'll tell you, hey, all right, well, I'm done right now, and I've got enough questions answered, and they're going about their business. And you had zero control. So these questions you must be asking.
Here's another question, just a little nugget to throw out there too. You can ask them, do you see an opportunity for yourself? If they say yes, when you see yourself getting started. So that's just another angle of doing it as well. The key is staying in control of the sale all the way till the end of the close.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, what I would do and what you could do, especially if you've asked that on a scale of 1 to 10 question, and you get a person that's giving you something, anything higher than a 7, right? If they give me anything higher than a 7, I'm probably going to ask that question Mr. Lillard just said. So do you see an opportunity for yourself, right? And I'm looking for them to say yes, right? And then when they say, or when we ask them, well, how soon do you see yourself getting started? I'm waiting for a date. If they start hemming and hawing, and I don't know, kind of now I'm looking for what the real objections are. But now I can also, this is the reason why the rest of these questions we're going to give you is important, because depending on what number they gave me, if I didn't go straight to what Mr. Lillard said, the next question that we're going to ask them is how much money, right? See, it's important that we know how much money on a part-time basis is needed for you to earn, monthly, so that this opportunity is even worth your while. What's that number? Is it 500? Is it 1,500? Is it 1,000? What's the number you need? What's the amount of money? How much money do you need on a monthly basis to make this worth your while? Because if you took a part-time job, right? Part-time, what part-time jobs paying on them little 20 hours a week? You're getting an extra $300 a week, $350 a week from a part-time job. What's that, about $1,200 to $1,500 extra on the side on a month? What could you use? You want to find that out from that person. You got anything on that one, Ms. Lillard?
Yeah, this is good here because now you can, like, once they give you that number, then you can start talking about, okay, now once they gotten started, you can start talking about that commitment, into how many hours. I think we're going to talk about that.
That's the next one. Go ahead.
How many hours are you willing to spend in your business to make that income? So when somebody says, I want to make $5,000 a month, they're not making $5,000 a month on the job, right? And then they say they only got 3 hours a week to spend in their business, and they working 40 hours, not making that a month. So at the end of the day, again, we're engaging with the prospect, making sure that we're staying in control of the close all the way to the end. So you definitely want to know how many hours that I could spend. And while you're asking these questions, right, if you can, take some notes. Okay, they said this, they said that, they said this. And so now you got a list of what they said. And so at the end of the close, you have some notes. And they get started. Now you got plenty of notes to go back and say, okay, you mentioned that you're going to spend this amount of hours. You want to make this amount of money in your business. So this is what we can help you do within those hours to make the money that you mentioned that you wanted to earn in your business.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then after that question, I don't have it on my little thing right here, but the next thing I usually ask them, especially after finding out how much money, Mr. Lillard, that they want to make, I typically, depending on the person I'm talking to, I typically will ask them this question here. So let's say they want to make an extra $1,500 or $1,000 or even $5,000, whatever number they throw out there, right? My question that I'm asking them next is, what are you currently doing right now? Or what have you been doing for the last 2 years that will put you in the position to earn that type of income? Is the job that you currently have going to be able to allow you to earn that extra income? That's the question that I'm asking them. And in most cases, the answer is, well, I haven't been doing nothing. Maybe I'm looking. Now my job isn't going to, I have reached the ceiling at the job. At my last job, that they tell you, look, somebody over here gonna have to die before you can make more money. So you got to ask that question to get them to think about it, right? So they told you how many hours they're going to work. I'm going to give you 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever that number is. The next question that we're going to ask them is how many months are you willing to commit to this process? How many months are you willing to commit towards seeing that goal reached, right? How many months are you going to put in? Mr. Lillard has a rule of thumb on the amount of months that any person in network marketing should commit to. You'll hear IntelliTravel or Planet Marketing say, give us a year, right? Because we have that guarantee. But in the industry, Mr. Lillard, tell them the time frame that is highly recommended.
Historically, it's 18 months. Give your business 18 months, and we'll be able to help you, learn everything you need to learn in your business. Because keep in mind, it's part-time, for most. I'm going to say over 90%, probably 95% of people in this company are part-time. And so 12 months is okay, but you need almost right under 2 years to really learn, everything you can learn if you're doing it part-time. Now, if you come on board, you're a game buster and you're able to make 6 figures your first year, right? Then that's a little different. But the average amount of time is about 18 months in this industry historically, to be able to learn everything you need to know in the business.
Well, while we're talking about it, so 18 months to kind of get, the foundation built if you serious about it, right? The bigger the building, the deeper the foundation, right? So 18 months, you say you want to be a 6-figure income earner. You have to dig a deep foundation. That's a pretty big building, right? 18 months, that's commitment. Those of you all who've been with us longer than 18 months, we appreciate your partnership. You have shown us that you are committed to the goal, right? Next thing, after you've asked these series of questions, you're going to again do the if I would you, right? Kind of like how we do with the invitation piece before I even give you any information. If I do this, would you do this, right? But now this if I would you is different, because this if I would you is based upon all the answers that your prospect gave you, right? They just told you how much money they needed to make. They told you how many hours they were willing to commit. Right? Not how much we needed, but how much they were willing to commit and how many months they would give it. So now the if I would you statement sounds something like this. So listen, if I could show you without disturbing or interrupting whatever it is you already currently have going on from a part-time basis, if I could show you how to make XYZ amount of money, whatever dollar amount they said, and if I could show you how to do that within XYZ amount of hours per week, right? Whichever time frame they said. And if I can show you how to do that within XYZ amount of months, whatever months they said, if I can show you how to do all these things, would you be interested in taking advantage of this opportunity, right? Would you jump on it if I can show you how to make all these things work? And typically, after this is the reason why you ask these questions, so to get the prospect so they can hear it coming out of their mouth. Yeah, I would give this 20 hours a week. Yes, I would do this for X amount of months. And yes, I need this much money, right? Another question that I typically ask, this is another one for psychological purposes. We left this out, Mr. Lillard. After we ask about the money, one of the questions that we also ask is, what would you do with the extra money that you can't do right now? What would you do with the extra money that you can't do right now? Because either what we're trying to do, ladies and gentlemen, is tap into or have the prospect tap into their own pain points. Get them thinking about that trip or them bills they can't pay. Mr. Lillard, you can jump in at any time.
Absolutely. And another thing, there are some people that are working 2, maybe 3 jobs. Now, if you were earning that kind of income, you can eliminate 1 or 2 of the of those jobs that now you've bought some time back to spend with your family, so now you don't have to miss your daughter's play. You don't have to miss your son's football game. You can actually when you get off work, you can actually go home and just let your hair down a little bit at home and just relax, right? And so at the end of the day, when they answered that question subconsciously, they're making a commitment to what you're asking. So again, once this is all over with, when they make the commitment, they partner up, we can go back to our notes and say, this is what you said. And we don't have to say it in a manner where it's making them feel inadequate or insecure. We're just keeping them, we're holding them accountable for what they committed to. So keep in mind, we're in business for ourselves, but not by ourselves. So, we're nobody's boss, but we are business owners. And so if we're going to help someone, create the lifestyle they said they wanted in these notes, then these are the things that you must do to get to where you want to get to, whether it's $500 a month or $200 a month, whatever it is. These are the things that you share with me, and we're going to go over these things. I'll keep those things, not in their face, but I'll keep them right. Like, okay, this is, you said that you're going to spend this many hours. And again, creating a schedule will really help them stay committed. So no schedule, no commitment.
Look, act as a consultant during this closing process. Throughout the entire closing process, we are consultants, right? As Mr. Lillard was just alluding to or saying, we're in it to help you, right? That's the reason why we got to act as a consultant. I am providing information. I am giving you the best possible solutions based on everything that you've just given me. Kind of like how the doctor is going to ask you, y'all gone to the doctors before, and the nurse asks you the 1,500 questions before you see the doctor, right? This is the consulting piece. They can get as much information. They're asking you as many questions as they possibly can. And after they ask all these questions, then the doctor goes, and I guess they read the answers to the questions and then come in the room and ask you the same questions in a different way to get a deeper understanding of what's bothering you and how they can assist. Consulting you, right? You have to do the same thing throughout this whole sales process, asking questions, taking notes to identify the pain points, and then we're able to put this business in position that best benefits the customer or your prospect. That's what you want to do.
This is another way, though, that it will help you as a business owner, because each person that partners with you, they have a different lifestyle. So if you have information from each person, right, now you know where to spend most of your time at. Because some of us are spending time with folks who only got 2 hours, and then this person over here has 5 hours, but we're not spending time with them when they got 5 hours that they can work the business, right? And so now it's okay, I only need 2 hours with this person. I need 5 hours with that person. And then watch this. Our calendars aren't full because we're not taking notes on at the very beginning when we get someone started, right? Getting started, right? Finding out how many hours they got. So in your notes, you got, okay, this person got 2 hours. He got 5 hours. He got 3 hours. Okay. This person has 10. So I know on this day on my calendar, I got written, this is going to be 2 hours with the person's 10. Right. And this is how you keep everybody accountable on the hours they said they were going to work. So when you contact that person, they're not committed to the 2 hours, right? Then guess what? So this person over here got 5 hours. So you know that this person is committed. And this is how you're going to find out who is committed.
Love it. I love it. I love it. If we're giving you some nuggets that you can use for your business, give us some thumbs up or some heart. Let us know y'all still awake out there, ladies and gentlemen. This one right here, these tips right here, about to get you next in person or in Zoom. Because see, there's going to come some times, ladies and gentlemen, where you're going to need to sit across the table one-on-one from a person and maybe share your business opportunity, right? You might be doing an actual small presentation for your team or organization. There's some things you're going to definitely want to make sure you're doing that's going to help you close this deal, right? Pointing out similarities. Mr. Lillard, why is it so very important during your closing to point out similarities?
Well, first and foremost, you want to make sure that the prospect is comfortable. For instance, that's why we go right back to stories. Like you might not, for instance, I was a forklift operator. I was a truck driver. So I give that story. So if there's somebody in the room, guess what? That was a truck driver. Now there's some similarities there. So also, you watch this. You might want to get the prospect on the phone with someone. If they're a doctor, guess what? We have doctors. If someone's a nurse, with nurses. If someone's a seamstress, you want to have some similarities to make them feel comfortable that, man, there is somebody in this opportunity like myself. I'm not alone.
Absolutely. Another thing to do to point out similarities, specifically when you're one-on-one with a person, whether it's on a Zoom, meaning I can actually see you, right? So in this case, if I was doing a one-on-one with Mr. Lillard, I can see that he has a Steelers jersey in the background, right? If I was a Steelers fan or a major football fan, I can see, obviously, if he has it hanging on the wall, he must be a major football fan. Even if I'm not, look, we can care how many rings y'all got, but even if I'm not, right, I can see that and I can talk about, hey, I'm a fan. So now we have something to connect on, makes us more relatable, right? People do business, ladies and gentlemen, with people they know, like, and trust. So if you can point out a bunch of similarities, these things lower the guard of your prospect. Hey, this is somebody that likes the same stuff I like. They do the same things I do, right? And the only thing I'm not doing that they're doing is this travel business, right? So you want that guard lowered by pointing out those similarities. The next thing you want to be doing when on Zoom or in person, maybe a little harder to do on Zoom, but you want to be smiling. Well, that's not hard to do. You want to smile, right? I know some of us are so stone-faced, we don't like smiling, but I mean, dang, do a mean mug throughout your whole presentation. You ain't going to get nobody to sign up. You talking about this travel and you mean mugging, right? You got to smile and be happy about this daggone presentation while you're doing it. Anything you want to touch on with the smiling, Mr. Lillard?
Right. Do you want to be attractive or non-attractive? Right. And so when I'm talking on the phone to a prospect, I'm smiling the whole time because, see, people can feel your energy, right? Watch this. A person will partner with you from your energy, right? So a person will partner you not from the depth of your knowledge, but from the height of your energy. If your energy is high and you're excited, they're like, what is he so excited about? What is she so excited about? Right? But see, you could be knowledgeable, but if you're like this, our compensation plan, I can tell you, and you monotone, you want to be exciting about your business. People want to partner with folks who's smiling, who's happy about what they're doing. And so, but people can feel your energy when you're not smiling, even when you're on the phone.
Even when you're on the phone, especially when you're on the phone, Mr. Lillard. I was just thinking about that, and this is one of those little segue moments. Ladies and gentlemen, because we got a home-based business, we're on the phone a lot. So let me give you some quick phone tips. As Mr. Lillard just said, when you're on the phone speaking with your prospects, yes, you should be smiling as much as possible. Why? Because what happens, your voice sounds different when you're smiling, right? Second thing, besides smiling, you should be doing is standing up if it's possible. If you got bad needs and all that other stuff, I get it. But the two things you should be doing is smiling, sitting up, or standing up. If you can't stand up, sit up, get your posture right. There's a different, something happens with your voice inflection and your voice tone when you're sitting up or you're standing up and you're smiling. People can feel it on the other end of that phone, and it makes all the difference in the world. Eye contact is very important, especially if you are doing a one-on-one presentation. We live and in person, and I don't trust you if your head down and we ain't looking in my eyes once this whole conversation. It's hard to, they say the eyes are the gateway to the soul. So it's hard for a person to read you and really feel you if you won't even look them in the eye. I be trying to look y'all in the eye on the Zoom, but my camera's way up here, so I'll be trying to look at the camera and look at y'all at the same time. But you get my point. Mr. Lillard, anything on eye contact?
Yeah, before eye contact, Mr. Scott chimed in and he said it's the height of your excitement versus the depth of your knowledge. And so that's I don't know how I said it, maybe I jumbled it up.
The height of your excitement versus the depth
of your knowledge.
Yeah.
Right. So you got to be excited. You got to be smiling. Eye contact. You know, I had a conversation with my son about, you know, when you're having a conversation with someone, watch this. You can actually control a conversation by listening and eye contact, and just listen. And so, and when you're listening, when you have eye contact and you're listening, don't think about what you're going to say. Listen to the other person with eye contact, right? Because if someone starts talking to me and they got my eye contact because I'm listening, right? You can actually get them not listen. And I'm not saying do this to make them feel uncomfortable, but when somebody come at you with some fluff, I'm able to get it out of them by not saying anything. They got my eye contact and I'm listening. And this when you know they fluff it when they start they don't want you to get involved in the conversation. They want to continue talking. Just let them talk. Have you ever had somebody say to you, "Are you listening to me?" I got you. If you say, "Are you listening to me?" Yes, I'm listening to you. Because then you're talking right now. Because so in their mind, you're not listening because they're used to people interjecting while they're talking. So the professional thing, by the way, that's in How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Get the book. It's one of our 5 core books. But just eye contact is important.
All right. Eye contact is important. Yes, yes, yes. Yes stacking. The yes stack, right? You can do the yes stack, whether live and in person. However, the yes stack is you simply asking, or a couple of things. One, you simply asking a bunch of questions that are pretty much guaranteed to get a yes, right? You want a whole bunch of just little basic, is it hot outside? Yes, right? Is your shirt white? Yes. You just want to get them answering yes over and over and over again, getting in the habit of saying yes. Do you love this opportunity? Yes. Would you like to get started right now? Yes. I mean, we just keep going, and you want to get your prospect saying yes repeatedly. Anything you want to jump on that, Mr. Little?
Yeah, and if a lot of y'all already know, I was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely. Yes. And the energy is behind it. Not, yeah, sure. Yeah, maybe, like he said, you stack the yeses up, but stack them with energy. When sure, absolutely. Like it's a no-brainer. So my demeanor when I'm talking to someone, it's a no-brainer, but they hear the no-brainer within my yes. Absolutely. Yes. And so now, if you are someone that, okay, I learned this a long time ago. If you are an introvert, right, and you have a monotone personality, then you got to become excited. If you're always excited, then you got to become monotone so that you get their attention as you're stacking the yeses. I don't know if that ties into each other, but that just hit my spirit because I remember, being in this industry, one of my mentors always said, if you're a person that's monotone all the time, like real laid back and cool, smooth with your demeanor, get excited. If you're always excited all the time, monotone. So that's just a nugget I thought I'd throw out there.
I mean, I love it because I feel like that's me sometimes. I have to get excited. Well, yeah, in my head I'm excited, but outwardly I gotta do that because I'm that introvert that people like, nah, you ain't no introvert because you see me getting excited or you see the passion that I have behind this thing. So I'm an introvert. I'm gonna have to give you the passion and excitement behind this thing if we're gonna do it.
You ever heard somebody say, Eric, man, this got to be something good because he don't never be this excited, right? Yeah. And then me, I'm always exciting. So I have to bring it down. So when I talk serious, they like, this must be real because Roger, man, he's serious. Because I'm always happy, joy. So I have to bring it down when I'm talking to somebody. Like Mr. Scott says, why Roger whispering? That's me bringing it down a level so I can get your attention. Because I'm always high end. I'm always, hey, you got to see this. But when I say, I'm telling you right now. And so when I bring it here. So because I'm not an introvert. I'm a big time extrovert.
You're a big time what?
Extrovert.
Oh, I thought you was calling yourself an introvert. Man. You
Oh,
lying.
no. I'm not an introvert.
Yeah, we know that's not you. All right, the head nod. The head nod, ladies and gentlemen, is just like the yes stack. It's just except it's nonverbal. Subconsciously, you get the customer or your potential prospect, you get them agreeing with you, and you get that energy of agreement going by while you're talking, you get the nod in your head. If you do, the head nod is contagious like yawning, right? So you practice it with some people, and you get to talking, and you talking about whatever you talking about. Do the head nod with them, like, and then you ask, hey, wasn't that joint nice? Wasn't that thing awesome? And they're gonna be like, yeah, man, it was nice, it was awesome. They ain't gonna want to be doing it, but they're gonna do it anyway. Go ahead, talk about the head nod, because you use a professional head nodder.
I can't help it. I've been doing it so long, but at the end of the day, you all, I talked about the energy again. A person, your vibration gives off, how excited you are about your business. So when you're talking to somebody and you're closing, especially in person, you saw that, right? And I might give you the short head nod. And as you're talking, I'm like, see, exactly. Absolutely, yes. I'm giving you the head nod. And see, it's second nature for me now. I'm always giving you the head nod. Don't nobody, this means no. That means no, you don't want to do that, right? Yes, absolutely. This is something I highly recommend. That's something I use that too. I highly recommend it, right? See, people,
everything.
They listen to you when you say, I highly recommend. But if you tell somebody what they need to do, what you need to do is get in this business. And you might be sending it to a family member or a cousin, and they like, what I need to do. First thing they think of is they lack. The word needs means that you're lacking something. That's why when people say what you need to do, they don't take it kindly. Because now you tell me what I need. But if you say what I recommend, or I highly recommend this, they're like, now you got their ears, right? Let me share something with you. That's another one. Let me share something with you. I'm really excited about this opportunity. It's powerful, life-changing. And I'm shaking my head like this the entire time. So there's little verbiage that you can use with the head nod while you're talking to people, even when you're on a Zoom. Back to you, sir.
Even when you're on the Zoom, got to do the head nod. I know you're bobbing your head because I can see you. You understand? Ladies and gentlemen, are you enjoying the information that we are providing for you on this evening? We're trying to make it do what we do. Just in case you guys have forgotten, let me put this up here real quick, that on Wednesday night, tonight at 8:30, live on Zoom, PlatinumWednesdays.com is where you'll be able to have your prospects take a look at another amazing presentation live tonight at 8:30. And we're going to be finished in just a few minutes so you can transition into that. But really quickly, ladies and gentlemen, there are a variety of different types of methods in closing, and we were just kind of going over a few of the nuggets that you need to know. There is a close called the now or never close, and it kind of sounds like how it sounds, right? At the end of the day, once you have gone through presentation, you answered some questions, it's almost like, hey, it's a now or never. You either sign up today or forget it, right? You can do a now or never with a person if you want to. That's a type of close. There's a summary close, right? The summary close is when you're pretty much summarizing all of the things that you've discussed. We're going over the events. Listen, like Mr. Lillard said, because you took notes, right? So in the summary close, you're going over everything that you said. Listen, you said this, we went over this, we made sure this was straight. So you're summarizing everything, and then boom, now we're asking for the credit card, right? The question closings. It's kind of what we just shared with you guys a minute ago. We asked you a whole bunch of questions to get some specific answers. Then we did the if I would you. That's like the question close. Takeaway. What it sounds like. You can join today and you're going to get this. If you don't, I'm taking it away. And the fear of loss has people like, man, you know what? I need to go ahead and jump in, because if I don't, they're going to take away whatever the thing is they was going to give me. That's another type of close. The assumptive close. The assumptive close is the one. This is old school, man. Mr. Lillard, we do this one all the time. Back in the day, if you ever seen somebody with that paper application close, the assumptive close was we already assuming you signing up, right? Once it's over, we got your questions answered. We coming to you with the application. We might even start filling the application out for you because we are assuming that you are signing up. Our posture is just that strong. Where would you like to start filling out the application at? Assumptive close, right? The soft close is oftentimes what we are getting used to doing, where we're not putting any real pressure on the person, right? We're just we're seeing where they're at. We're going to ask them some basic questions. If they want to get started, they do. If they don't, hey, we ain't really going to press you out. This ain't a timeshare presentation. That's the soft type of close. Anything you want to touch on, any one of those types of closes, Mr. Lillard, your favorite one or whatever?
Well, the first thing that you have to have when closing is courage. You gotta have courage. You can't be scared to ask for the deal, right? And here's why. If you are in this business to earn a profit, without courage, you won't earn a profit, right? So the only way to get a profit is what? Ask for the deal. Ask for the sale. You know, I love this. He said, take away assumptive and soft close. Close. I don't give a soft, assumptive, take away, whatever, at least ask. A person should never leave a Zoom presentation and not be asked for the close after the Zoom or a weekly meeting that we have, the local meetings that we have, or a three-way call. At the end of the day, there has to be asking for the deal. Do you see an opportunity for yourself? Well, in fact, I'm gonna say this. This business is part-time. And whatever your hours are for your business, if these questions aren't being asked during the hours that you have in your business, you're not going to make a profit. If you go an entire month and these questions ain't asked, you're not hungry. You're not working your business. You should not go a full month without these questions being asked that we went over today, without closing someone. Back to you.
Hey, I love it. Do you see an opportunity for yourself at the end of the day? How many times are you asking that question throughout the course of the month? If you're never asking that question, or the person on the other end of your three-way call is never asking that question, then you are not exposing this opportunity enough times. Ladies and gentlemen, you're just not doing it. You're not closing. I read a statistic a little while ago that said something over 80% of sales people like ourselves, you know, we stop going for the close because we get told no at least 4 times and they stop. It's sad. We don't want to do that. Listen, I hope we shared with you guys some great nuggets. There are many more ways to close or to go through the closing process. We could be on here 3-4 hours. We just wanted to give you something that you could take away and use and start using, a question that you can start asking tonight or tomorrow. You can call your cousin right now. How much money you trying to make? How many hours you trying to spend doing it? And how long you going to give it to work? And if I can show you how to do it, would you be interested? Come on. How many times you going to ask that question throughout the course of the week? Mr. Lillard, we got an announcement to make.
I was wondering if we was going to make the announcement.
Yeah, we got an announcement to make. It's time. It's time for us to get in.
I think some of the folks I think switching over, so we need to do it before they switch on. One time, we got 5 minutes.
Well, let's do it now. Ain't that serious? Go ahead. I'll let you do it.
Okay, you all. Over the last month or two, you know, I started doing my own personal presentations on Zoom for our team. So Mr. Scott shared with me. He said we're going to be going to first and third Tuesday, because that's when I was doing my first every Tuesday I was doing them. So we were at the week. This is why it's important to go to the events. At the event, at a Tuesday night event, had a conversation with Mr. E. Cliff to my left. Maybe you're right. However you're looking at the screen. And we decided, you all, that I'm moving presentation to Thursday. And he said, we were standing there. I was like, hold on a second. well, we could do this together. So the announcement is, y'all, moving forward, Thursday nights, myself, E-Cliff, will be doing Zooms every Thursday?
Each and every Thursday night at 8 p.m.
There it is, you all.
Opportunity.
We're teaming up together, y'all. We're going to bring it live to you.
Live and in color.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen, that was it. We hoping we got any comments or questions or something that we may have missed. I see some. Thank you for the information. Listen, we appreciate you guys. We hope that you use it, right? Somebody said stare down, eye contact. Great information. Thank you. Listen, I said it earlier, we appreciate each and every one of you guys. You want to be at this time, you should have already sent out your reminders to your prospects. Hey, jump on the Zoom tonight at 8:30. You guys can look out, in the Platinum Network over the next couple of days. You'll be able to find a flyer or two that you'll be able to use for inviting for the Thursday night Zooms. So now you guys will have Wednesday nights and Thursday nights to put some butts in seats.
Hey, you line them up, we knock them down.
Line them up, we knock them down. Somebody said they are excited. As Miss Jessica would say, get excited.
Yes, get excited, y'all.
Right.
The dynamic duo, What's the Word Wednesday, is expanded into Thursday nights, bringing you all a powerful presentation. So guess what? Now you got back-to-back nights. If someone misses Wednesday night, guess what? Send them to us, and you already know how we go.
Back to back, like Drake. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. We are pretty much done. Peace, love, and hair grease. We will see you guys again on the third Wednesday of this month. Next time, listen, tell your business partner, jump on with you guys. Make it a what they call them things? A watch party. Make it a watch party with your team. Get together with your folks and jump on in on that Zoom, ladies and gentlemen.